All right, peace and blessings, everybody. This is Quentin Stroud coming to you from foundthecure.com. Listen, I want you to really tap into what's about to happen right now. I'm about to share some things with you that I've never publicly really talked about. I think they've shared it in a couple of small groups, small circles, but never something to the tune of YouTube or Facebook or Twitter. And I want to share this with you because I want you to know, number one, why I'm doing this, and number two, why this perhaps benefits you. So let me say this, that for all the people who've ever worked with me in personal coaching and counseling and the things that I work with people on, I really always try to help people create the life that they really deserve. Okay? Create the life that they deserve and create the life that they want in a way that can help them to have this idea of longevity, security, stability, things of that nature. One thing that's always come up for me and the people that I work with is, number one, about relationships and about the relationships that you're creating, the relationships that you're fostering, the connections that you truly have versus those who are not really serving you, those relationships that are not really blessing you or impacting you or moving you forward. So the first thing I always focus on is relationships. The second thing that comes up a lot in my sessions is around the idea of finances and security, career, job, income, money, things of that nature. And then the third thing is probably health and wellness, how people are living or not living so well, and really helping people who have been dealing with a lot in their life, helping them start to move out of that place of sickness and disease to a place of wholeness and healing. So that's the reason why I started Found the Cure with a Q.com, foundthecure.com. The reason why is because I want to start to really communicate to everybody that is willing to have an ear to listen about why you need to start to change and create meaningful relationships, lasting and enduring wealth and prosperity for yourself, as well as a healthy and well body. So let me just say this, because this is what this whole thing is all about. What's going to happen during the next inevitable financial collapse? Okay? What's going to happen during the next inevitable financial collapse? What's going to happen when the money stops? When the economy does what it's about to do, and it's inevitable that this is happening. And let me share this with you. When I talk about, and I live in the U.S., so when I talk about the U.S. economy, which really impacts almost every other economy in the country, with probably the exception of China. But when I talk about the U.S. economy, I'm talking about a living system, okay? The U.S. economy is a living system. And it's something that's living because it is self-sustaining. It feeds on itself. It's structured that way that as long as there is flow and movement and currency moving through the system works. Okay, it's a living system. What makes something living is a couple of different things. Number one is that anything that's living has to be self-sustaining. Right? It's like your body can pretty much sustain itself. Now you have to feed it. You have to do what you have to do with it, which I'm going to go to my next point. But the more, the fact that your body is a living thing, it can sustain itself on some level. Now, the second thing is that every living thing must eat. Okay? It must consume. Right? It must eat and consume. So that's why we have to eat food or whatever the case may be in order to continually feed the system that is going to sustain itself. And then lastly, every living thing must reproduce or grow. Okay? Every living thing must reproduce or grow. So when we talk about the U.S. economy, we are talking about a living system. It's self-sustaining on some level. It has to eat, has to consume something, and it reproduces and grows upon itself. Now, what's interesting about this is that when we look at the U.S. economy right now, the U.S. economy is dying. I don't care how you slice it, dice it, miss it, or marinate it. I don't care who the president is in office. I don't care what the economists say. The U.S. economy, just like our bodies on some level, is dying. And the more we try to resuscitate it, revive it, make it go a little bit longer, this whole thing about the tax code being revamped right now, or whatever they're trying to do with the tax code, all of these are attempts to keep the U.S. economy alive. Okay? Now, I want you to share this because I need you to understand what's going to happen during the next inevitable financial crisis, financial collapse. So we got to understand what money is. Money, when I talk about money, I'm talking about currency, okay? Currency is basically an exchange of value or a store of value based on confidence. Okay, so currency is a store of value based on confidence. We say that the dollar is worth $1 because we have confidence that it's going to buy us something. Okay, this is the reason why right now bread is like $2.99, $3.99, depending on what kind of bread you get per loaf, because the confidence in the U.S. dollar is going down. Okay. And so the value in which it can purchase is going down. So I want you to understand this. And this is kind of like economics 101, but I want you to get it. When value goes down, confidence goes down. When confidence goes down, value goes down. That means that something with a lot of confidence, something could buy you something more. That dollar could buy you more. When the confidence is low, the value is going to be low. So what does this mean for our economy? When confidence goes down, people don't feel confident in their job, or don't feel confident in the economy, don't feel confident in their own personal financial life. When you look at your debt or when you look at your financial situation, when you don't feel confident in your financial situation, the value of what we have, which is the dollar bills, actually diminishes, and we don't feel like what I have can get me enough. Okay, what this means for our economy is that as confidence goes down, and it's happening, the value of the dollar starts to go down, and it starts to buy us less and less and less and less. The bread either gets smaller or the price of the bread goes higher. You understand this? So when we look at this is when we look at stuff like Bitcoin, or we look at stuff like gold and silver, we start to see how these things are starting to shift in value because confidence in the U.S. dollar is dying. And the value in other commodities, other things that can store value, right? Like gold and silver, right now, like Bitcoin, the confidence is just so high in Bitcoin because it's cryptocurrency. It's like the currency of the future. People are saying all these things. And so what we're doing right now, me and my family, what we're personally doing is we are exchanging our low confidence dollar bills for something that has a little bit more confidence, which is like gold and silver, and which is like Bitcoin. So we're doing this because we want people to recognize that as the future progresses, it is inevitable that the dollar is not going to be the same. Okay, I'm not going to be so doom and gloom to say that you can't use your dollars. I'm just simply saying it's not going to purchase you the same amount of stuff. Okay, that's why something that has more confidence, like the cryptocurrency, like Bitcoin and like gold and silver, is going to be the way to go. Now, what else is going to happen in the future? Okay, is that health is going to be so important. Because your dollar is not going to buy you the same amount of stuff, health is going to be like health care is going to skyrocket. Those of you who are on medications right now and who are on medications to live right now, you need to find a way to shift that paradigm. I'm telling you now. You need to find a way to get off your medications or drastically reduce your medications because the prices are going to skyrocket and your insurance is not going to be able to cover the same amount of stuff that it's been covering. If you have insurance at all, let me be clear. Because you might not have a job or you might not, your insurance just might not cover the same amount of things. So if you're taking medications, if you're in long-term wellness care or health care, if you're in long-term health care or health treatment, you really start to need to look at other ways of taking care of your body and making your body well now so that you don't have to worry about health care in the hard times. Because the last thing you want to have to debate is, do I take my medication or do I eat my food? Or do I pay money for my medication or pay for money for my food. Because if I don't take my medication, I might die. If I don't eat, I might die. So what do? You understand? So I'm just saying all this to say, because I want you to understand what's going to happen in the inevitable financial collapse. Healthcare is going to skyrocket. Okay. And this is why when Obamacare came out and when Hillary Clinton and a whole bunch of people were talking about universal health care, this is why they were pushing for that so vehemently. That's the word, vehemently, is because they wanted to make sure that as things start to shift, universal health care was put in place. This is also why a lot of the wealthier people, a lot of the people who can afford health care now, didn't worry about that and weren't concerned about universal health care because, and that's why they call Obamacare failure and all that stuff like this. The reason why is because their priority is not your health care. It's not. Their priority is their pocketbook. And so universal health care as a policy would be a disaster for people who don't care about that, who can afford health care, because they ain't got to worry about that 10, 20 years from now when you try to debate whether or not medication is important versus broccoli. I'm just saying. So the last thing to consider when this whole shift happens is about your wealth. It's about what are you going to do to make money or to get resources. That's probably a better way of saying this. What are you going to do to get resources? Because right now, the money that you're making is either going towards your daily bills or going towards debt. Most Americans are in substantial debt. And when I say substantial, I really mean if you can't pay it off within a year. That's substantial debt. Okay. If you can't pay off all your debt within a year, that's pretty much substantial debt. What my husband and I did, we decided to freeze all of our credit cards. I'm just showing you right now. Frozen. Can't get it out, can't swipe it, can't do nothing with it, can't even look at the numbers. I'm not doing it. We decided to get out of debt, straight out of debt. That's what we're doing. Instead of straight out of Compton, we straight out of debt, okay? That's what we're working on right now. But secondly, we're putting our resources into building wealth, building a store of value that's going to sustain us 10, 20 years from now, so that we're not worried about our retirement, being older in age. We're not worried about when we're in a place where we might not be able to pull in as much or command the same amount of salary because of our age or because of our education or whatever the case may be. We're doing stuff about it right now. I'm sharing this with you because in the next inevitable financial collapse, you need to know what to do. Your health and your wealth, or the way you're going to have to secure resources is going to be so important. Remember, wealth is not about dollar bills or gold and silver or whatever. Like right now, this right here, I'll show you here. This right here, this quarter, I don't know if you can see it. This quarter has some value. It's 25 cents. I don't know if you go buy with it, but it has some value. This one coin right here of silver, I don't know if you can see it. That's the American Buffalo silver coin. It's 1 troy ounce of silver. This troy ounce of silver right now is going on the market for about $16 per coin. $16, $17 per coin. Okay? This is 25 cents. This is $16, $17 per coin. When you understand what that means is that for your store of value, if this thing is storing more value right now, put it in my little protective cover. If this thing is storing more value right now, you should probably store value up. If Bitcoin is storing value because of confidence, confidence goes up, value goes up. We understand this, right? Then you want to start to put your currency, your dollar bills, into something that has a future value associated with it. I hope you get this. And that also includes your health and wellness. This is also why, we purchase O2 drops. The reason why is because we want our oxygen, our O2 drops, to help heal and remedy some things going on in our bodies. So that way, we're not either A, on medication because of high blood pressure, disease, discomfort, whatever. We're not on medication. Or B, we reduce our amount of medication. Or C, we're doing something that it maintains our health and healing long term. these are the things that you want to look into. These are the things you want to do. Also, we store food. I'm just letting you know now, canned goods are very important. Start buying those up if you can. Start buying up non-perishables, but also buy up nutrition and spices. Just being clear, and spices, but buy up nutrition and spices, because if you're going to be eating a lot of processed foods and a lot of canned goods, the nutritional value ain't as good. So you're going to need nutritional supplements that's going to help your body when the times get tough, and you might be eating gruel for a while. All I'm saying is, guys, prepare for your future, prepare for what's inevitable, and make sure you, as a middle-class American, as a person who might be balling out of control, make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to do. Pay off your debt, because they are going to start coming for people that have debt. They're just going to start coming for you. We have a whole calendar right here of how we pay our debt. I'm showing you real stuff. We have a whole calendar right here of all of our debt and stuff like that, so that we can pay off. We're scratching it out one by one, paying them off. All these credit cards, pay it off. The reason why is because we don't want you coming for me and my silver and gold, okay? Because you talking about I owe you money, all right? Listen, guys, I love you. I really, really do. And when we're talking about the cure, I'm talking about the cure with a Q. I'm talking about the cure for your body, for your mind, for your spirit, and for your life. We have found the cure, and I want you to be a part of it. If you wish to be a part of the cure, subscribe to this YouTube channel. Subscribe to my my website. Go to foundthecurewithaq.com and subscribe to my Facebook, my YouTube channel, and the whole bit, and my Facebook page, all that stuff. Just subscribe so you can be clued in on what's happening as I release more and more of the cure to the world. Listen, guys, I love you, and there ain't nothing you can do about it. Book a session, get connected, find out more about what's going on here, and may your life never be the same ever again. I love you. Peace and blessings. Take care.